everyone, and welcome to the Londonderry View, our special edition, a chance for all of you to get to know our candidates that are running for our town and school election on March 12th, right around the corner. So tonight we have with us Jim Butler, who's running for the town councilor position, and he's been on the town council. And Jim, we thank you for being with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for inviting
really
me. I really appreciate it.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Yeah, just take a little bit, tell us about your journey. And
Well, my journey to this town started approximately 37 years ago. My wife and I moved to Massachusetts looking for a place that we could school our kids that would have a good school system. And my wife and I came up with Londonderry. And when we first started in town, I got very involved in community affairs with the boys and their sports, which, you know, all our kids, you know how it works.
Oh my gosh.
And I stayed away from town politics until the kids were much older. Then after, I think it was maybe 10 years, I elected to join or run for town council. And it's been a good run. I'd like to talk about the positive things that we have in town, because there's been lately some negative, and you're going to have positive and negative.
Yeah, right.
It's just the nature of the beast. If you think you're going to take a position like this and please everyone, you won't. And if you think you're going to take a position and be everyone's friend, you won't. That's just, that's the nature of the beast.
If you're doing the job.
If you're doing the job, yeah. And so we have 3 boys, all 3 boys, I'm fortunate, live in town. I have 7 grandchildren, and a good portion of the grandchildren are now in the school system. So I assure you, when people talk, well, you know, he's been on the board for so long, I get the gamut from the young generation right to the old generation. I think I may be the only senior citizen now on the board. So believe me, I'm very aware of the school system and what's going on in town. If you'd like to join us at our Thanksgiving Day breakfast, by all means, come. You'll enjoy it. So that pretty much gives you a little bit of background on myself. As far as my experience, I've been in the construction business all my life. It's been in the family. My dad was in it. My brother's in it. One of my sons are in it. So I'm pretty keenly aware of those sides of the story. One of the things that had me a little concerned, and I just would like to bring it to your attention, is, you know, a lot of people say that, you know, Londonderry's tax rates are high. And there's always room for improvement, always room for improvement. But I believe in the last tax bill that came out, the town elected to break it down so people could see what the tax rate entailed. And the town part of the tax rate was $347, which represents 22% of your total tax bill. The county, which we have no control over, that's 4.35%. Local education, which is a state board, that's 7.92%. And our local education, our school board, their budget runs 65.56% of the total budget. Now, it's interesting. I went on to the state revenue side of things to take a look at how many towns actually are in New Hampshire. And the number of tax-rated towns, and this is approximate, is about 245 towns. So there's 245 towns that actually have a tax rate in this town. Out of 245, I'm sorry, we're 147th. 147th. There's only 71 towns below us on our tax rates. So when you take a look at it and you look at the assessed value that we did this, I will just give you a few, based on a $400,000 home, Londonderry's tax rate at 1565 is 6,260. Hudson is 6,272. Kingston is 6,312. I'll bring it down. Pelham, 7,276. Manchester, which is on the town line. It's 7,544. Derry, which is also borders our town, the same assessment would be 8,272 based on their tax rates. So I totally agree. We can always look at improving ourselves. But I think if some people do their homework, we're certainly not as bad as some of these other towns, and I think we've been managed very well. Within the last 10 to 12 years, on the town side, the good part of it is we've built fire stations, infrastructure. We've built a police station. We've built, the town hall is relatively new. So when you take a look at the global picture of what we need to do as the town side, really the only thing that I see that we have left is the DPW. The DPW, I've been over there many a times, and it really is our next project. As far as being a town councilor, there is a lot involved. There really is a lot involved. You know, trying to just as you first become a town councilor, trying to get used to the type of departments and the people that are running them, you know, try to understand the culture. It takes time. It really takes time. You know, one of the things that I do is, for instance, I always like to watch what our departments are doing. Not that I get involved, because a councilor can't get involved in that. But I go to fatalities, I go to house fires, I go to police arrests. When we moved residents or commuters on helicopters, you know, you go out in the middle of the night. I know that other people have done it. So there's a lot of work. The last thing that I did was I spent a lot of time up at the north end because we've been having complaints about speeding. It is a problem. It really is a problem. I've watched it. I've been in town long enough to watch the growth of a building in this town, but also traffic in this town. And so I went up there and I watched the intersections, I walked it, and I was able to come to the town council with a presentation which for the most part has been accepted, and I think we may start to see some of that happening come springtime. So there are a lot of things that you do besides going to meetings. And it's for the love of the community. I mean, my whole family's here. I know a lot of you people, and you know, I've always been taught to give back, and that's important to me. The next thing that I would like to tackle is housing in town. We have a problem with senior housing. We've always had a problem with senior housing, affordable senior housing for seniors that have lived in this town a long time and that don't have the ability anymore to stay in those homes. Well, I would like to see if we can form a committee so that we can study this. Can we give them 100% tax credit? What can we or can't we do? Get the state representatives involved in it, and let's come to some consensus on what we can do. You know, we've had committees in this town for years, and they do a great job. They totally, take a look at the Utilities Commission, they're doing a great job. So I can tell you that I will be opposed to multifamily housing. I think that we've done our fair share based on Southern New Hampshire Planning Commission. I know this is a tough position because the state of New Hampshire needs affordable housing and needs housing. But I can tell you that I think that we have done our fair share. And one of the things that I have looked at over the years is the type of traffic, not only what I consider in commuting traffic, which are us in town, but as these other towns around us start to expand, we have a lot of commuter traffic coming through in town. And hopefully I will be able to make a presentation before the election. If not, I will make it afterwards. But
Jim,
you know, there are some
I
serious.
don't mean to stop you.
Are you stopping me?
Yes, I am.
Well, you know
But
me, I could go on
yeah,
forever.
I know, but
Well, that's
that-
fine.
why
That's
don't you
experience.
tell, you know,
Yeah.
your
So-
last,
So
minute.
what I would like to
Closing, yeah.
do is I'm running again, and I'd like your vote. I think that I've done a good job. I'll get tough when I have to get tough. That's not my nature, but I will. You know, we have some things that are coming up in the future that needs attention. Sewer and water is a perfect example. So with that, I would like your vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.